We are doing this work. We're here today to talk about Black people with disabilities, all right? And in particular, intellectual and developmental disabilities. And so if you feel yourself wanting to kind of use some other language, let's pull it back and talk about Black, all right?
African American, Afro-American, Black, and we're going to talk about the diversity within that population.
When they got to Rosa Parks and they asked her what she was going to do when she got back to Montgomery, she said, "I have given up on Black people in Montgomery." She was not only an activist, she was a tired activist. I like to say that's 5 months before she changes over. She is a part of a process. So that says something for all of you who have been in the field for a long time. And for all of you who get discouraged in the kind of work you're doing, for all of you who feel you're just not getting listened to, you just never know when that moment is going to just turn.
For me, this is the fulfillment of a dream that began many years ago when I too served on the Council of Developmental Disabilities. I hope that we leave this place with renewed vigor and resolve to continue, not just to talk about it, but to be about it, and to do the work in our local communities, continue the conversations, the collaborations, and collectively, we will see a difference.
My experience thus far at the summit has been amazing. And that particular word is because every room that I've stepped in and every person that I've engaged with, I've learned something new.
It has been amazing. The people that were here today all were ready to give and be a part of this, and it was much, much more than what I expected. We had a great connection with everyone that was in the room. People wanted to know and share information, and it was just a great day.
We are making history today. There was so much positive energy in the room. And despite the challenges that exist, I think that the people that were here recognize and embrace the challenge are ready for change.
I think this has been a much needed conversation. And I think both in terms of the content of what we're talking about and the way we're talking about it, the engaging way that the conversations we've been having have just been really phenomenal.
I'm also very pleased to see the way that our families came out and showed up in their total selves. And we even had a young man at the very end who just talked about how much he appreciated being a part of this event.
This was a good presentation. I like this one. I remember this one. This helped me out a lot.
Holding something that is inclusive and supportive of professionals who want to talk around these issues, as well as incorporating the voices of our family members and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, I think was really key.
I think that the most important thing that I've learned is that we're all woven together in some way, and that impact is real, and that we are the impact. The coalition that sponsored this, they have been really a resource for us in letting us know where we're missing some of the gaps in our services, some of the gaps in our applications, some of the gaps in the needs for families that we're not necessarily meeting, and we've been able to address them.
I was really happy to see the solutions that are coming out of the conversation. I love that policy has been brought up in all of the discussions that I've had today.
The summit has really connected people. The challenge with not connecting is that we don't know what resources exist and we don't know how to support one another. We're all operating in silos. And if we come together, we're a greater force.
The intersectionality between the Black community and the disability community is significant and I don't think has gotten the attention that it needs. I sat in on the education work group and it was great to be there. It was great to be there to listen to the parents, to the educators and others, so share their experiences, share their concerns and recommendations.
No doubt about it, this was great, but it's just the beginning. And I think everybody that's walking away today feels the same way.
The need is huge. And even within the Black community, the level of understanding is not what it needs to be. And so as an educator by profession, I'm really clear about the fact that the more people understand things, the easier it is for things to be changed. And the needs of the Black families that have disabilities are immense. And until our level of advocacy reaches the level that it needs to be, then I don't think the services and the resources that they deserve are going to be provided.
It's important that we continue to come together to support the Black IDD community and their needs, because one day will not solve the problem.
I hope this is, as they've said, the first of many conversations. I mean, we need to come together. We need to engage in real conversations. We need to roll up our sleeves. There are a lot of issues that need to be addressed and should be addressed. And I think through this kind of summit, through this kind of conversation, we're going to get there.
The challenges we face are myriad, and it takes more than one team of people and then more than just one event to be able to address it.
The most important component of having future summits is to make sure that they're regional. One of the biggest challenges for Black families is access, transportation, childcare, having the resources, financial resources to get to a summit.
Today was the foundation. And so how do we determine whether or not we've made the type of progress that we need? We need to have future events to make sure that we are on task to accomplish what we set out to do.
I'm excited that we were able to bring so many people together to discuss this very important issue around supporting Black folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities. But I think I'm even more excited by the possibility of where this work is going to go.
Within me is the meeting of two movements. I am Black and blue. My disability is hidden, and I am the descendant of those who could not hide. I am your neighbor, your countryman, one of the poets our nation has produced. And here is what I know to be true. This world is not enough. And if this here is what we call normal, I say, let's be different. Let us, on this day, celebrate every shape, every color, every way. Let our actions commemorate the array of our being. Build a future in service of the multitude, and let this century be the wilderness from which our better selves are born. Thank you so much. Safe home.